the morning they ripped down my great-grandfather's bridge. I didn't just feel anger. I felt something snap. I was done. Done playing nice. Done replying to polite threats wrapped in certified envelopes. Done believing that the system protects people like me. That bridge, it wasn't just stone and history. It was the soul of my family. A monument to everything we built with our own hands. And when they destroyed it without a single warning, I made a quiet decision. I would drain the lake. The same lake their $4 million resort depended on. It all started like any sleepy Tuesday, 6 a.m. Fog still hung like a veil over Lake Norwood. I stood on the dock, sipping coffee, listening to the soft calls of loons and the groaning of old planks underfoot. Then I heard it. That low, guttural growl of diesel engines cutting through silence like a blade. Through the mist, I saw it. A yellow bulldozer crawling toward the old bridge, like a steel predator. 2 more trucks behind it. Men in vests. Hard hats. Radios crackling. I dropped my mug and ran. I yelled. I pleaded. They didn't even look at me. They had papers. They had orders. And they had Barbara Langston, president of the Oak Ridge Shores HOA, standing smug in white heels and a practiced fake smile. "You can't do this," I shouted. Her voice didn't rise, didn't waver. "We already did. Barbara wasn't from around here. She came from Scottsdale 2 years ago, bought a mansion on the water and bulldozed her way onto the HOA board in 6 months flat. She was the kind of person who reports kids for sidewalk chalk. The kind who thinks bylaws matter more than people. What she didn't know, what none of them knew, was that the bridge wasn't just old. It was protected. My great-grandfather, Walter Dean, built it in 1924. Hand-cut limestone. Stone arch. A gateway that connected our family's cabin to the world long before there were roads, or suburbs, or HOAs with color-coded mailbox charts. Tucked in the attic, sealed in a fireproof box, were the real treasures. Original land deeds, maps, and most importantly, a water rights agreement signed in 1923 by the county. That single agreement gave Walter, and all his heirs, perpetual control over the lake's water flow. You see, that bridge sat atop a hidden spillway. Walter hadn't just built a bridge, he engineered the entire lake's drainage system. And that spillway, it was still there, still functional, still mine. After they flattened the bridge, I didn't scream. I didn't post online. I read. I studied. I called my old professor from Texas A&M, sent documents to my cousin's wife at the State Water Authority, brought in a surveyor, while Barbara was sending me petty fines for a fishing net on my dock, for a mailbox that didn't match the aesthetic, for a shed that had visible age. I was preparing. She even hired private security, her brother-in-law's firm. Guys in mirrored shades taking photos of my gutters like they were catching a fugitive. I started documenting everything. Every letter. Every violation. Every visit. Then I went deeper. I requested public HOA financials, legally accessible, and guess what I found? $8,000 paid to Langston Consulting. $5,500 to Norwood Maintenance Solutions, run by her nephew. Nepotism. Fraud. All hiding in plain sight. But I wasn't ready to expose her, not yet. I had a bigger play. The resort across the lake? Barbara's pride and joy. It was built on a $4 million loan. I got my hands on their environmental impact report. And in small, glorious legal print. If the lake level falls more than 18 inches below full for longer than 72 hours, the bank may call the loan due. So I made a choice. I showed up at the next HOA board meeting with a banker's box full of evidence. Water rights. surveyor reports, spillway photos, shady payments, the works. I'm not here to debate, I said. I'm here to give you a choice. Barbara laughed. You're bluffing. No, I replied. I'm draining the lake. She called it terrorism. I called it maintenance. The board voted against me. Barbara grandstand. Called me unstable. A threat. That night, under a moonless sky, I walked to the old spillway. Unlocked the rusted panel. Turned the valve 3 full turns. Within 6 hours, the lake dropped 11 inches. By noon the next day, the resort's docks were marooned. Tourists posted photos of cracked mud, dead fish, and sunken paddleboats. By day 3, the bank pulled its funding. Barbara scrambled. Called an emergency session. But this time, it wasn't control she found, it was chaos. Homeowners turned on her. Half demanded her resignation. The other half accused me of ecological destruction. Then the sheriff showed up. Someone had tipped them off. I handed him the documents. My great-grandfather built this, I said. Legally, I operate it. He read the papers twice. Looked up. This is above my pay grade. But Barbara wasn't finished. She went on the local news. Called me a radical. A danger to children. Said I was ruining lives. But every time she spoke, people looked deeper. Her husband's company had received $30,000 in unapproved payouts. Her cousin had won no-bid contracts. Her own guest house? Built 4 feet into a protected wetland. 2 weeks later, the county issued a restraining order. Misuse of funds. Permit violations. Abuse of authority. The board voted to remove her. Barbara left town the next morning. The new president, Nora Caldwell, 82 years old, born and raised here, asked me to help rewrite the bylaws. Ones that honored our history. We rebuilt the bridge. Renamed it Walter's Crossing. 3 months later, the county declared it a protected historic site. The resort reopened under new owners. They negotiated with me this time. We agreed on water levels in exchange for preservation easements. We even started a scholarship, in Walter's name, for civil engineering students focused on sustainable water systems. Funny, isn't it? Now every July, we host Bridge Day. Live music. Catfish fry. Kids leaping off the dock Barbara once tried to fine me for. Sometimes I stand there, hand on the limestone rail, listening to the water flow steady, calm, but strong. Because here's what I've learned. Water doesn't bow to power, or greed, or bylaws. It follows gravity. It follows design. And it remembers who shaped its path. So if someone ever comes to bulldoze your family's legacy, don't shout. Don't beg. Learn the system. Know your rights. And when the time comes, let the water do the talking. Now tell me, what would you do if someone tried to erase what your family built with their own hands? Would you fight? Or walk away? Tell me in the comments, and if you're wrestling with your own HOA war, stick around. Next time on World Tales, I'll tell you how a rancher used old mineral rights to stop a billionaire from paving over her land. It only gets wilder from here.